Hello, it's Tommy Taylor again, coming to you with another YouTube video. And essentially what we're discussing here today is week 4 and how everything went. I'll show you a live cop, or not really a cop, but just like a live test, because this week is ass, and I just wanted to test the bot once again to bring you some new fresh content. And yeah, pretty much let's get into it.
Yeah, I came in with a saw. Ooh, yeah, I came in with a saw. Yeah, bitch, I flare red raw. Yeah, bitch, I flare red raw. Yeah.
Hey guys, so essentially what we're doing here is setting up for week 4, which is today's drop, September 14th. For this particular setup, I decided to show you with the keywords. So right here we have one of the items, the fuck you belt, and then the fuck you football tee. And then we have a top / sweaters and an accessories section. So when you set up keywords, you have to know what you're setting up, and this is all shown with ForceCop. They give you like the keywords and the sections you have to do, but you always enter in the keyword. As you can see right here, the example for the first one is fuck you belt, and the color is black. Another choice was white, so if I wanted a white one, obviously exchange the black for the white. And then there's a fuck you football tee. Light blue is the color, fuck you football tee is the keyword. So always enter the color after the keyword and you'll be good. Then the refresh interval, as you can see, you can have seconds, minutes, and off. I wouldn't suggest using minutes ever. There's no real purpose, but seconds, obviously. Usually keep mine before like at least 2 or 3, but it does greatly depend on when you actually start the bot. So obviously don't set it to like 1 and start the bot like 5 minutes before the drop. I usually like to start all my bots manually. I usually don't use timers just because I find it kind of difficult to control. I like to be in the moment, I guess. So I would suggest not using a timer. If you do have to use a timer, set it a couple of like maybe like 20 seconds before, but with that you have to have a higher timer. So count it in a way that would start the bot exactly at 11 a.m. So say if you're setting it like 20 seconds before, you would have like a 5-second refresh interval, 4 refreshes and then we'll start. So yep, essentially refresh interval makes sense. Also explained in their guide, so if you just want to read it, you can. Checkout delay, mine is usually 3 to 5 seconds, and that's basically how long it takes for the bot to submit your info once it actually reaches the checkout page. So what it will do is it will add your items to cart, go to checkout, fill in all of your information, and wait that amount of time for to actually press the checkout button. Then proxy settings, you can use proxies if you want. Pretty simple to do, just enter it in and you're good to go. Then make sure to select it within that menu. Then any size, add to cart, checkout are just the options you can choose. For this particular thing, I'm doing any size. And remember that whenever you have an accessory, you always have to have any size enabled. Then add to cart, adds the items to cart, makes sense, and then checks out, basically completes purchase. Then display images on. For this, just as an example, I wanted to show you what it actually looks like. So I enabled images, but usually I would have one instance running with and the other one without images. And the one that's with images I would do manually, so just click on the items, like go command and click on them, so it opens multiple windows and I will just check out. Yep, so what else? With the sizing, right? So as I said, accessories always have any size, but if you want to say you want to go for like you want to prioritize size large, just as an example, but if there's no large available, just pick any size. What you would do is you would just select both the size L and then just select any size, and what that will do is basically tell the bot that you want to prioritize L, but if it's not available, then select any size. Yep, and that's actually a feature that I haven't seen in a lot of bots. I'm pretty sure ForceCop is one of the only ones that has it, so shout out to them. And hats, think about hats, some have sizes, some don't, so make sure you select a size if you want a size, and then select any size if you have no size. And right here, as you can see, my cursor is on save, and once I press save, we're gonna start. So let's go. So press save, and look at the time. It says 1:53 a.m. I started about 15 seconds before, so we refreshed 3 times, as it says right here, 4 times, 5 times, and as you can see, pick the 2 items, go to checkout, fill in information, and this message right here basically means that if I was using real information, at that point the info would have been submitted. And the reason why it took a bit of time is because I do have the delay set to 3 seconds. If I had it to 1, it would only wait 1 second. What you do for the shoes is you have the US right here, and you have the UK/EU right here. If you're copying in the US, this is the way they have it written on their website, Supreme. So always choose from this sizing, 6.5 to 14 for United States/Canada. And if you're in the EU, UK, France, Germany, Italy, you know, whatever, pick this. Hey guys, this is a weekly recap, and basically what we do for these is we look on the success pages of different bots and see how much success they reposted, see how much success they had. One thing to always keep in mind with these is that some bots have more users than others, so even though you may see like a bit more success on theirs, so say like SuperCop has close to 11,000 users, it's still a big difference. For example, if SuperCop posts 20 and ForceCop posts 20, because SuperCop does have like 10 times more users. So looking at ForceCop first, as we can see, clearly a lot of success. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. So seeing around like 15 people post about it, pretty good you know, indication. Usually success. Let's see, SuperCop bot, another popular bot that we want to look at. Looks like no success. I'm just doing this on like a test browser basically, but let's just see their mentions. See the latest. Add to cart failed hard. Say this guy says no, it doesn't work for anyone today. Need to update. Let's see. Looks like this guy copped. This guy also copped, so 2. This guy says it's really messy, glitched. So this guy copped. This guy once again says there's trouble getting into cart. Trash. So it really does look like a very bad week for SuperCop, and just from my personal experience, I will, you know, as it looks like it's pretty bad week. So even this guy that did check out 3, he says he had to do it manually because the bot just couldn't find anything. This guy says the bot did not work. Let's see what the video is. So he's basically pressing start and the bot wouldn't do anything. So yeah, it looks like SuperCop does have a big problem to solve. And from my personal experience with SuperCop, what they usually do is they have a good week 1, and then for the rest of the season it's completely trash. So I would suggest you go with a bot that does keep up maintenance. And in most cases, from my personal history, which if you haven't heard about, look on week 1, bots with less users have a lot more success because their developers actually care and they have more time to basically dedicate to their like user base, right? So ForceCop, my personal favorite, I would recommend them. But another favorite of mine is Taskbot, or AIO Mac Bot, my bad, is what their Twitter handle is. So let's see. For Supreme in particular, so it looks like this guy copped. This guy also copped. This is another release. This guy copped. This guy copped. This guy. Oh, this is another release. So it does look like a really good release for MacBot as well. Looking overall, ForceCop did have a way better release. So next slide, I'll show like a grading out of 10 for each bot. But I do hope that, you know, ForceCop keeps doing well because, well, you know, why not? They have a good team, so just hope that they keep succeeding, and I hope that SuperCop finally fixes their issue, because it has been a problem for the past 3 weeks and I cannot get into contact with them at all. So yep, have a good night, day, or evening, and I'll see you in the next video. Subscribe for more content, and live cops coming next week. $700 guaranteed spending, so make sure to subscribe. More setup guides, more videos, more reviews. It's gonna be lit. Peace.